Let's go. What episode is it? It's episode 405. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. Coolest high performance coach in the world. What are we talking about? Why can't you trust CNN? Why can't you trust most mainstream media outlets? Joe Rogan's about to talk about that. Duncan Trussell takes what Joe Rogan's talking about and goes on an epic rant about the media and how it's so, I don't want to say evil, how it's such a trickster, how it's so like mischievous. That's what I think I would go with. And he gives it an analogy of being pickpocketed, which I like a lot, but I'm going to give you a different analogy after he's done. Let's go to the store real quick. You've heard of the Great Reset. Don't join it. Join the Great Resist instead. And if you don't know where I am right now, I'm on the I Am Coach Colin website. Check it out. That website again is I Am Coach Colin. We got hoodies that say Sold Not For Sale, but guess what? We got t-shirts that say Sold Not For Sale as well. And we got women's V-necks. We got tank tops. We even have mugs. We have some anti-WEF stuff. And if you don't know what that stands for, it stands for the World Economic Forum. Down with the World Economic Forum. That's what this t-shirt represents. Get you one because it's summertime, hot outside. Show the elites you're not playing around. And like I said before, the Great Reset stuff. The website again is iamcoachcolin.com. And if you've purchased anything from that website, thank you so much. You are so appreciated. You have no idea. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's get into this clip. Why can't you trust CNN? I know a few reasons, but here's Joe Rogan's take.
Right. They're just lying. They're just trying to get clicks. That's why CNN is dangerous. Because CNN, with their biased reporting, the way they communicate things, people don't trust the news anymore.
Right.
That's what freaks people out now.
Well, okay.
They don't know who to trust anymore. So there's this chaos state where people are very uncertain about sources of information.
And you know what? I must say, that is a good thing. Like, I think that the weird voodoo that has fallen upon so many people, believing that what's in your phone, what you're looking at, is a reflection of truth, is really bad. Like, if you want to talk about,
the problem is sometimes it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
that's the problem.
The job is you have to discern one from the other. The idea with educating people wasn't like teach them how to do fucking algebra. It was like teach them how to be rational, separate truth from non-truth, because the moment people are incapable of doing that, then they become susceptible to con artistry at the highest level. And the moment that happens, you get all the awful events that have happened throughout history. So the problem is, man, this replication of reality. We're getting secondhand, no matter what it is. If you're watching TV or you're looking at your phone or whatever, you're getting secondhand digitized reality. You've taken fundamental truth, which is nature, and you've converted it into some kind of warped digital representation of it. And so the more you are sort of harmonizing with that, the less you're harmonizing with just basic fundamental truth. You go outside, you look at the trees, you hear the birds, you know what season it is. That's real. Like, that's not misinformation. That's just fundamentally true, you know. But we've become separated from that by many, many layers of bullshit. And you're right. And so now what do we have? We have like a people who are terrified. Have you heard the term fear American? Fear American?
No.
Yeah, like Americans go to other countries and they're all fucking freaked out, and like and just completely anxiety ridden because of the connection to world events or a reality tunnel that's being presented to them by wizards who are getting gold from the alchemists. That's basically what's happening. Is the alchemy guild is paying the media wizards, and the media wizards are like casting a spell on everyone to believe this very specific reality tunnel that is not real. And if it is it's at the very best, it's temporarily real, but it's warped. It's just slightly distorted. That's the problem. It's like something in there is true, but it's been distorted in this bizarre way by the media wizards. And now everyone has like lost track of the basic human ability that has to be cultivated to detect bullshit. Like, you need to grow that in yourself. You need to be able to look at anything and think, I don't think this is true. Where did this come from? Who's like, every time something pops up, you're very good about it on your podcast, by the way. You like point it out, like, wait, what did you say? And then you look it up. And then if it's not true, you admit you were hoodwinked. And you're like, yeah, but that's not happening with most people. They're just reading the fucking thing and they're not researching it. And my God, that is how you get pickpocketed, man. That's how you that's the worst predicament to find yourself in.
That's such a great way of pointing it out. That's exactly what it's like. You're being mentally pickpocketed.
Yeah, man. And you're being like warped and manipulated. In social psychology, one of the weird problems of having a human brain is we remember information, we don't remember the source. So if I can just give you some bullshit information, you will forget I told it to you in a hot tub when my eyes were dilated and I was just like rambling about something. You might accidentally remember that truth is truth because you forgot the source. And so your brain spits it out. It's like, yeah, this is reality. You don't know that got implanted into you by someone who wanted you to buy shit. You can't remember that.
What a great rant.
Sorry, man. I feel like I have.
That was amazing.
Do I have
boogers?
Not coming out of my nose? Can you see?
No.
I like that. Let me just freeze it right there. Perfect. But man, so well said. Like even the part about the alchemy wizards, you know, or the alchemists, and they're paying the wizards to cast this spell. That's exactly what it's like. You know, with the Don Lemons and the Anderson Coopers and the Rachel Maddows, you know, all of these people who are like these mouthpieces for the establishment, it's like they're being paid by these alchemists who are, you know, people high up in the business world who are able to just have infinite money, what seems like infinite money to any one of us, because they can just say, here's millions of dollars, year after year, millions of dollars. Here you go. Keep on doing it. Say this now. Talk about this now. It really is like they're alchemists. They're able to take nothing, which is just information right now, and turn it into gold and give it to these wizards. These wizards cast these spells because it is like we're under a spell. You hear something enough. I've talked about this before when it comes to the media. You hear a thing enough and it becomes reality. And then it goes back to that whole thing of, you know, then you're talking to somebody and all of a sudden they say it to you. I think he even touched on this as well. They just say it like it's common knowledge. You know, whether it's about the medical industry, the pandemic, anything. You know, Trump. I remember Trump being racist. Oh, I remember putting glitches in people's head where I just go, what did he say that was racist? And they go, some people, it would be amazing. Just, I'm not having this conversation. I'm not talking about it. What do you mean? You're the one that brought it up. I'm just asking you. I'm black. I deserve to know, no? Oh, that would really mess them up. They'd be like, oh, I don't know what to say. Because there was nothing. But they just kept hearing it over and over again. When the news brings up certain people, they just make sure to pepper whatever conversation they're having about them with racist. And I go like this because it's like those wizards, the casting the spell, this racist, misogynistic, dangerous. And they just keep saying it and they just keep doing it. And then you walk outside and you go, that person's racist, misogynistic. It's a weird thing. But here's the thing. It's like pickpocketing in a sense, but it's also like I would liken it to like when a cop plants something on you, you know? And obviously that doesn't happen rampantly to people, but it's just like that notion of like someone planting a gun on you or planting some drugs on you. They kind of slip it in and you don't realize until it's too late, you know, until you're in front of somebody and they're asking you to like prove your assertion, explain what you're saying, you know? It's like you ever use the word and you say the word and then somebody goes, what's that word mean? And then you're like, oh no, I have no idea what this word means. I just know how to use it, right? It happens so much to people. And it is because of these wizard-like people. It really is. Very interesting. Very interesting. But then it is like pickpocketing in the sense of they take away your peace. When he's talking about truth and peace, it really goes hand in hand. Because think about this. Think about if none of us had phones or anything and you went outside right now. Like what would you know? Like right now we know what's going on in Russia. There's so many people who are so scared about what's happening between Ukraine and Russia. But if none of us had phones and we weren't seeing it on the news all the time, we wouldn't know. It wouldn't be a worry, and that's good and bad, right? It's good for our peace, but it'd be bad because America just sent 113 or $18 billion over to that country. So it's good to know that part, but bad to kind of almost like your energy is caught up in war as well when it doesn't actually need to be. Because if right now, most of us, if we just go outside, there's nothing going on. It's like you can go onto Twitter and have an argument with somebody. Like I was having a back and forth with this Zuby person, Zuby Music, something like that. And I was responding to him and I was like, why am I doing this? Like I'm outside. I don't need to do this. But I still responded because I'm caught up in it. I'm caught up in the thing, But then I walked away from it. And it was gone. It was just gone. Just like right now, I'm in front of lights and a camera and all this stuff. But then when I go outside, none of this is happening. In the comments, I can be Coach Colin. Good job, Coach. But when I'm outside, I'm just nobody. Nobody knows who I am. I'm just the guy that's walking around, glasses on, not like sunglasses. I'm cool, But it's weird when you think about it. Like the truth. What's the actual truth? What's the actual truth of your life right now? It's not, and again, good and bad to knowing about things all the time. But when you go outside, there's no immediate WEF. Like Klaus Schwab isn't around the corner, standing at the corner store waiting for you to come so he can force crickets into your mouth. That's not really happening, You go down the street, Joe Biden's not stumbling up and down your street, talking to people who aren't there. It's not happening, right? It's like when you go outside, what's actually happening? Not much. I mean, of course, you might live in a terrible area and maybe there is some stuff going on. But then even that, shouldn't you be dealing with that to the most that you can as a citizen versus dealing with the world's issues when you're online? Kind of makes you think. Like this morning, I left the house and I didn't have to worry about Ukraine or Biden or anything. I had to worry about getting eggs. I needed eggs because I need to eat. I like eggs. That was my worry, Like when I pick up my phone, I can immerse myself in the love of my wife and just start writing to her and we just talk and we send kissy faces. Or I can turn to Twitter and just see the calamity that's going on in the world. What's the actual truth? I guess both are true, but which one are you going to step into? Which one do you actually need to step into? It's almost like asking the question, do you have to deal with the world's problems? Should that be your main focus? Or should the issues that are going on in your life, good and bad, maybe that's what you should be focusing on? And then I guess the question from there is, which brings you more peace? Which is actually an immediate threat and danger? And a lot of you are going to be caught up. We're going to be like, oh, the war is important, though, because he's going to blow it up. And it's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. Go look in the past. There was always somebody who was going to blow it all up. And they never do. And if you never knew about any of them, you would have just been living your life. Like right now, there's somebody in the forest of Thailand. And they're under threat too. World goes into all-out war, they'd be under threat too. But right now, they're just having a good time. Some of them. Just at peace. There's someone in the Caribbean right now who's just sitting, just cutting a coconut open. There's a guy in Africa right now who's just finished hunting and he's just sitting there on a rock and he's good. There's someone in New Zealand right now who is probably still in lockdown. Because it's again, good and bad. Every place is different. But what's your truth? You know, I think when you step outside, that's what your truth is. Yeah. I don't know. Very interesting. See, this is why I love a good Duncan Trussell episode, because he goes deep. He makes me think. I love this stuff. Again, like the video. It helps so much. I know you've been seeing it on the screen. It says like and subscribe. It's because it helps us so much at this channel. You have no idea. People say you should be getting more views. You should have more subscribers. Well, it all starts with me uploading the video and you liking it. It helps so much. You have no idea. Boosts us out of the shadow realm. Anyways, guys, other than that, and let me know in the comment. Let me know in the comments. What's your truth? What do you think about all that? What do you think about the media? They're pickpocketing you, casting spells. Could you just minus yourself from all this? And would it be a more peaceful life? Let me know in the comments. Other than that, I'm out.